In the heart of New York City, where dreams often collided with harsh realities, there lived a man named Alexander Hart. Most people called him Alex, and he was no ordinary individual. From humble beginnings in a small Midwest town, Alex had risen to become one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the country. His tech startup, which began as a mere idea scribbled on a napkin during his college days, had grown into a multi-billion-dollar empire. Despite his immense wealth and influence, Alex never let himself forget where he came from. He carried memories of simpler times, days filled with laughter, camaraderie, and late-night conversations about life and ambitions. Every evening after work, Alex had a habit of unwinding by visiting different cafes or restaurants around the city. It wasn't just about food or coffee for him. It was more about observing people, their struggles, joys, and quiet moments that painted the human experience. One chilly autumn night, after attending a high-profile business meeting at an upscale restaurant downtown, Alex decided to stop by a modest cafe nearby. The place had a warm glow emanating from its windows, inviting passers-by to step inside and escape the cold. Little did Alex know that this seemingly ordinary visit would leave an indelible mark on his life. As Alex pushed open the door and stepped inside, he was greeted by the comforting aroma of freshly brewed coffee and baked goods. The cafe was bustling with activity, customers chatting softly, baristas working behind the counter, and soft jazz music playing faintly in the background. But amidst all the movement, something, or rather someone, caught Alex's attention. Standing behind the counter, taking orders and serving drinks, was a face that tugged at the edges of his memory. At first glance, she looked tired, her shoulders slightly slumped under the weight of what seemed like a long day. Yet there was a familiarity in her eyes that made Alex pause. It took him a moment to place her, but then it clicked. "Emily," he whispered to himself, almost disbelieving. Yes, it was her. Emily Carter, one of his closest friends during their college years. Back then, Emily had been full of energy and optimism, always ready with a smile or a kind word. She was the type of person who could light up any room she entered. Now, however, she appeared worn out, her once vibrant spirit dimmed by circumstances unknown to Alex. Feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension, Alex approached the counter, unsure of how she might react to seeing him after so many years. "Emily?" he said aloud this time, his voice tinged with hesitation. Startled, she looked up from the espresso machine she was operating. For a brief second, confusion clouded her expression, but then recognition dawned upon her face. "Alex? Oh my goodness. Is that really you?" Her voice carried both surprise and delight, though Alex noticed a flicker of unease beneath the surface. They exchanged quick pleasantries, reminiscing briefly about old memories, but Alex couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. There was a heaviness in Emily's demeanor, a stark contrast to the lively young woman he remembered. Ordering a latte to avoid standing idle, Alex lingered near the counter, trying to strike up a conversation without coming across as intrusive. Sensing his curiosity, Emily opened up a little about her current situation. Life hadn't turned out the way either of them had envisioned back in college. After graduation, Emily had married a man she thought would be her partner for life, only for the relationship to crumble under the pressures of financial strain and differing priorities. Left to raise 2 young children on her own, she found herself juggling multiple jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. The exhaustion, etched into her features, told a story words alone couldn't fully capture. Listening intently, Alex felt a pang of guilt. Here he was, living a life of privilege and success while one of his dearest friends struggled to make ends meet. He tried to mask his emotions, offering words of encouragement instead, but inside, he was grappling with conflicting feelings: sadness for Emily's plight, admiration for her resilience, and frustration at the unfairness of it all swirled within him. As they parted ways that evening, Alex resolved not to let this chance encounter fade into oblivion. Something deep inside urged him to act, though he wasn't yet sure what form that action should take. Over the next few days, Alex found himself unable to focus on anything else. Images of Emily's weary smile haunted him, prompting endless questions. What could he do to help? Was it even appropriate to intervene? He wrestled with these thoughts, knowing that simply writing a check wouldn't solve the underlying issues. Money might provide temporary relief, but it wouldn't address the root causes of Emily's struggles. Determined to find a meaningful solution, Alex began researching initiatives aimed at supporting individuals in similar situations, single parents striving to rebuild their lives despite overwhelming odds. Through his research, Alex discovered countless stories of people trapped in cycles of poverty and despair, lacking access to resources and opportunities that could turn their lives around. Inspired by these findings, he started envisioning a program tailored specifically to empower such individuals. The idea crystallized into a plan, a foundation dedicated to providing not just financial aid but also mentorship, skill development, and networking opportunities. This initiative would go beyond charity. It would be a lifeline, helping people regain control of their destinies. With newfound clarity, Alex returned to the cafe a week later, hoping to catch Emily during her shift. When she spotted him walking in, her expression shifted from surprise to curiosity. Sitting down with her during a brief break, Alex laid out his proposal. He explained the concept of the foundation, emphasizing that it wasn't about charity, but about creating pathways for growth and self-sufficiency. To his relief, Emily listened attentively, her guarded demeanor slowly giving way to cautious optimism. By the end of their conversation, she agreed to participate, marking the beginning of a journey neither of them could have anticipated. The months that followed brought significant changes for Emily. With the support of Alex's foundation, she enrolled in online courses to enhance her marketing skills, a field she had always been passionate about but never pursued professionally. The program provided her with access to industry experts, resume-building workshops, and interview preparation sessions. Slowly but surely, Emily began rebuilding her confidence. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to dream of a future where stability and fulfillment weren't mutually exclusive. Watching Emily's transformation filled Alex with a sense of purpose he hadn't felt in years. Seeing her thrive reignited his belief in the power of community and collaboration. Encouraged by her progress, Alex expanded the foundation's reach, partnering with local organizations and businesses to create job placement programs and internships. The initiative gained traction quickly, drawing attention from media outlets and philanthropists alike. While some praised Alex's innovative approach to addressing systemic issues, others criticized him for using his wealth as a tool for self-promotion. Regardless of the mixed reactions, one thing remained undeniable. The foundation was making a tangible difference in people's lives. For Emily, the impact extended far beyond career advancement. Participating in the program restored her faith in humanity and reminded her that she wasn't alone in her struggles. She formed bonds with other participants, sharing experiences and learning from each other's journeys. Over time, she secured a stable position at a reputable firm, allowing her to provide better opportunities for her children. More importantly, she rediscovered the spark that had dimmed over the years, the belief that she was capable of achieving greatness despite the obstacles life threw her way. Meanwhile, Alex continued expanding the foundation, driven by the conviction that everyone deserved a second chance. His friendship with Emily deepened through shared experiences, reminding them both of the importance of nurturing connections and paying it forward. Together, they proved that sometimes, the smallest encounters can lead to profound transformations, not just for individuals but for entire communities. And though their paths had diverged dramatically, fate brought them back together in a way neither could have foreseen, turning a simple coffee shop meeting into a testament to resilience, kindness, and the enduring power of hope. The days following their unexpected reunion at the cafe were a whirlwind of thoughts for Alex. He couldn't stop thinking about Emily, her tired eyes, her quiet determination, and the stark contrast between her current life and the dreams they had once shared in college. It wasn't just guilt that gnawed at him. It was something deeper, a sense of responsibility he couldn't ignore. Over the years, Alex had donated generously to various charities, but this felt different. This wasn't about writing a check or attending a gala. It was personal. Emily's struggles hit close to home, reminding him of his own early days when he relied on scholarships and part-time jobs to get through school. Alex spent hours poring over books, articles, and documentaries about poverty alleviation and workforce development programs. He reached out to experts in social entrepreneurship, attended webinars, and even visited local shelters and community centers to understand the challenges faced by people trying to rebuild their lives. What he discovered shocked him. Many individuals wanted to work hard and improve their circumstances, but systemic barriers, lack of affordable childcare, limited access to education, and insufficient job opportunities kept them trapped in cycles of hardship. Alex realized that if he truly wanted to make a difference, he needed to address these root causes rather than offering temporary solutions. As Alex brainstormed ideas, he kept coming back to Emily. She wasn't just any struggling single parent. She was someone who had once been full of potential and ambition. If given the right tools and support, couldn't she, and others like her, thrive again? The thought inspired him to design a program tailored specifically for single parents, focusing not only on financial assistance, but also on skill building, mentorship, and emotional support. He envisioned a holistic approach where participants would receive everything they needed to succeed: training in high-demand fields, access to affordable childcare services, and connections with employers willing to invest in their growth. With a clear vision in mind, Alex began assembling a team of professionals to help bring his idea to life. He hired educators, career counselors, and social workers who shared his passion for creating meaningful change. Together, they developed a detailed blueprint for the foundation, outlining its mission, goals, and operational framework. To ensure authenticity and accountability, Alex insisted on involving former beneficiaries of similar programs as advisors. Their insights proved invaluable, helping the team avoid common pitfalls and tailor the initiative to meet real-world needs. A week after finalizing the foundation structure, Alex returned to the cafe, his heart pounding with anticipation. He wasn't sure how Emily would react to his proposal. Would she see it as genuine, or dismiss it as charity disguised as empowerment? As he entered the cafe, he spotted her immediately. She was busy taking orders, her movements fluid yet deliberate. Despite her exhaustion, there was a grace about her that hadn't faded completely. Alex waited patiently until she noticed him, then waved her over during a brief lull in customers. "Hey, Alex," Emily said with a small smile, still looking surprised to see him. "What brings you here again?" "I wanted to talk to you about something," Alex replied, gesturing toward an empty table near the corner. "Do you have a minute?" Emily hesitated for a moment before nodding. They sat down, and Alex launched into his explanation. He told her about the foundation he was starting, a program designed to help single parents restart their careers and regain financial independence. He emphasized that it wasn't charity, it was an investment in people's futures. Participants would be treated as equals, not recipients of handouts. He described the resources available: free courses, one-on-one mentoring, networking events, and partnerships with companies eager to hire skilled workers. When Alex finished speaking, he held his breath, waiting for Emily's response. For a while, she simply stared at him, processing what he had said. Then slowly, a glimmer of hope appeared in her eyes. "You really think this could work?" she asked softly. "I know it can," Alex replied firmly, "and I'd like you to be one of the first participants." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes, though she quickly blinked them away. "I don't even know what to say," she admitted. "It sounds amazing, but are you sure you want to do all this for me? For us?" "It's not just for you," Alex clarified gently. "This is for everyone who deserves a second chance. You're the inspiration behind it, though. If anyone can prove how powerful this program can be, it's you." That conversation marked the beginning of a new chapter in Emily's life. With Alex's encouragement, she enrolled in online marketing courses offered through the foundation. At first, balancing coursework with her job and parenting responsibilities felt overwhelming. There were days when she doubted herself, wondering if she was capable of juggling so much. But every time she faltered, Alex and the Foundation's mentors were there to remind her of her strength and resilience. They celebrated her small victories, whether it was acing a quiz or completing a challenging assignment, and encouraged her to keep pushing forward. Over time, Emily's confidence grew. She rediscovered her love for creative problem-solving and strategic planning, skills she had neglected during her chaotic post-divorce years. Her instructors praised her dedication, often citing her as an example for other students. Meanwhile, the Foundation provided her with practical support, such as subsidized childcare and transportation vouchers, allowing her to focus on her studies without worrying about logistics. By the end of the program, Emily had earned certifications in digital marketing and data analytics, making her a highly competitive candidate in the job market. While Emily worked tirelessly to transform her life, Alex poured his energy into expanding the Foundation. Word of its success spread quickly, attracting attention from philanthropists, corporations, and government agencies. Several major tech companies partnered with the Foundation, offering internships and permanent positions to graduates of the program. Local businesses followed suit, recognizing the value of hiring motivated and well-trained employees. Even critics who initially dismissed Alex's efforts as self-serving began to acknowledge the tangible impact of his work. Despite the growing recognition, Alex remained humble and grounded. He frequently visited the Foundation's offices, meeting with participants and listening to their stories. Each interaction reinforced his belief in the importance of empathy and collaboration. He understood that true progress required more than money. It demanded understanding, patience, and a willingness to listen. Through these experiences, Alex learned as much from the participants as they did from the Foundation, gaining a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human resilience. For Emily, the culmination of her hard work came when she landed a stable job at a reputable marketing firm. The position offered flexible hours, excellent benefits, and opportunities for advancement. More importantly, it gave her a renewed sense of purpose and pride. Knowing that she could now provide her children with a secure future filled her with gratitude, not just for Alex and the Foundation, but also for herself. She had proven that no matter how difficult life became, she had the strength to overcome it. As months turned into years, Emily continued to excel in her career, eventually earning promotions and taking on leadership roles within her company. Along the way, she became a role model for other participants in the program, sharing her journey and offering guidance to those facing similar challenges. Her transformation served as living proof of the Foundation's effectiveness, inspiring countless others to pursue their dreams despite adversity. Meanwhile, Alex expanded the Foundation's reach, launching branches in cities across the country. He collaborated with policymakers to advocate for systemic changes that would benefit single parents and low-income families. His efforts earned widespread acclaim, but what mattered most to him was the knowledge that he was making a difference, one person at a time. The bond he shared with Emily remained strong, evolving into a friendship built on mutual respect and admiration. They often reflected on how fate had brought them together at the cafe, turning a chance encounter into a catalyst for change. Looking back, neither Alex nor Emily could have predicted the profound impact of that simple meeting. What started as a nostalgic reunion had blossomed into a movement that touched thousands of lives. Through their combined efforts, they demonstrated that kindness, determination, and a willingness to act could create ripples of positive change. And though their paths had diverged dramatically since college, they found themselves united once again, not by nostalgia, but by a shared commitment to building a brighter future for everyone. As the Foundation grew in size and influence, Alex faced challenges he hadn't anticipated. Running an organization dedicated to helping others was far more complex than managing his tech empire. While his business acumen gave him a solid foundation, the emotional weight of the work often left him drained. Every success story filled him with pride, but every setback tugged at his heartstrings. There were moments when participants struggled despite the support they received. Some dropped out due to personal crises, while others found it difficult to adapt to new career paths. Each failure reminded Alex that no matter how much effort, he put into the program, there were still factors beyond his control. Despite these hurdles, Alex refused to give up. He knew that change didn't happen overnight, especially for people who had been dealt unfair hands by life. Instead of focusing solely on outcomes, he began emphasizing the journey itself, the courage it took for individuals to step forward, the resilience required to keep going, and the small victories along the way. This shift in perspective helped him stay motivated, even during tough times. He also leaned heavily on Emily, whose first-hand experience provided invaluable insights. Together, they worked tirelessly to refine the Foundation's approach, ensuring it remained flexible enough to meet the diverse needs of its participants. Emily, too, faced her own set of challenges as she navigated her new role within the marketing firm. At first, imposter syndrome plagued her. She constantly questioned whether she deserved the opportunities she had been given, or if she was simply riding on Alex's generosity. These doubts weighed heavily on her, causing sleepless nights and moments of self-doubt. But whenever she felt overwhelmed, she reminded herself of how far she had come. From serving coffee in a bustling cafe to leading marketing campaigns for major clients, her transformation was nothing short of remarkable. Slowly but surely, she began to believe in herself again, realizing that her hard work, not just luck, had brought her to where she was today. One day, while attending a networking event organized by the Foundation, Emily met Sarah, another single mother who had recently joined the program. Sarah's story resonated deeply with Emily. Like her, Sarah had sacrificed her dreams to raise her children after her marriage fell apart. Unlike Emily, however, Sarah lacked confidence and felt intimidated by the prospect of starting over. Seeing a piece of her former self in Sarah, Emily decided to take her under her wing. Over coffee breaks and late-night phone calls, Emily shared her experiences, offering advice and encouragement whenever Sarah needed it. Their friendship blossomed quickly, becoming a testament to the power of community and mutual support. Inspired by Emily and Sarah's bond, Alex introduced peer mentorship as a core component of the Foundation's program. Participants were paired based on shared backgrounds or goals, fostering connections that went beyond professional development. These relationships proved transformative, not only for those receiving guidance but also for the mentors themselves. Many reported feeling a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that their struggles had equipped them to help others. For Emily, mentoring Sarah reignited her passion for giving back, reminding her of why she had agreed to join the program in the first place. Meanwhile, Alex continued to push boundaries, exploring innovative ways to amplify the Foundation's impact. He partnered with universities to offer scholarships specifically for single parents, enabling them to pursue higher education without financial strain. He collaborated with healthcare providers to ensure participants had access to affordable medical services, recognizing that physical and mental well-being were crucial for long-term success. He even launched a podcast featuring interviews with graduates of the program, sharing their stories with a wider audience to inspire hope and action. The podcast became wildly popular, drawing listeners from all walks of life. People were captivated by the raw honesty of the guests, who spoke openly about their struggles and triumphs. One episode in particular stood out, a conversation between Alex and Emily. They discussed everything from their college days to the challenges they faced as adults, weaving a narrative that highlighted both vulnerability and strength. The episode went viral, sparking conversations about privilege, perseverance, and the importance of second chances. Listeners flooded social media with messages of gratitude, many sharing how the story had inspired them to seek help or extend a hand to someone in need. Encouraged by the response, Alex and Emily decided to co-author a book chronicling their journey together. Titled From Chance to Change, the memoir delved into their individual experiences before and after reconnecting at the cafe. It explored themes of friendship, resilience, and the ripple effects of kindness. Writing the book was a cathartic process for both of them, forcing them to confront painful memories while celebrating their growth. When it hit shelves, the book became an instant bestseller, further amplifying the Foundation's message and attracting donations from around the world. With increased funding, the Foundation expanded its reach exponentially. Branches opened, in underserved communities across the country, each tailored to address local needs. In rural areas, the focus shifted to vocational training and agricultural entrepreneurship, while urban centers emphasized technology and creative industries. Despite the differences in approach, the underlying philosophy remained the same: empowering individuals to reclaim their futures through education, mentorship, and opportunity. Thousands of lives were transformed as a result, creating a domino effect of positive change. For Emily, seeing the foundation grow was both humbling and exhilarating. She never imagined that her decision to trust Alex would lead to such widespread impact. As she rose through the ranks at her company, she made it a point to advocate for diversity and inclusion, using her platform to champion causes close to her heart. Her advocacy caught the attention of industry leaders, earning her invitations to speak at conferences and panels. Standing on stage, addressing crowds of professionals, Emily realized how far she had come since those exhausting days behind the cafe counter. Alex, too, underwent significant personal growth throughout the process. Founding the foundation forced him to confront parts of himself he had long ignored, the idealistic dreamer who once believed he could change the world. Reconnecting with that side of himself brought a sense of fulfillment he hadn't experienced in years. No longer content to measure success purely in terms of profits and accolades, Alex redefined what truly mattered to him, making a meaningful difference in the lives of others. His relationship with Emily played a pivotal role in this transformation, teaching him the value of humility, empathy, and collaboration. Their friendship deepened over time, evolving into something neither of them had expected. Though they came from vastly different worlds now, they found common ground in their shared mission. Late-night brainstorming sessions turned into heartfelt conversations about life, purpose, and legacy. They challenged each other to think bigger, dream bolder, and remain steadfast in the face of adversity. Through it all, their bond remained unshakable, a testament to the enduring power of genuine connection. Years later, as they stood side by side at the grand opening of the foundation's largest branch yet, Alex and Emily reflected on the journey that had brought them here. What started as a simple reunion at a cafe had grown into a movement that touched countless lives. They knew there was still much work to be done, but they also recognized how far they had come. Together, they had proven that even the smallest acts of kindness could spark monumental change. And as they looked out at the sea of smiling faces, gathered to celebrate the occasion, they felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for each other, for the participants, and for the endless possibilities that lay ahead. As the foundation continued to grow, Alex and Emily found themselves facing new challenges that tested their resolve. The sheer scale of the operation meant more responsibilities, longer hours, and greater scrutiny from the public. Critics began to emerge, questioning whether the foundation was sustainable in the long run, or if it was merely a fleeting trend fueled by Alex's wealth and influence. Some accused him of using the initiative as a publicity stunt, while others argued that such programs created dependency rather than fostering independence. These criticisms weighed heavily on both Alex and Emily, forcing them to constantly evaluate their methods and intentions. Despite the negativity, they remained steadfast in their commitment to the cause. They knew the foundation wasn't perfect, no organization ever was, but they also understood its potential to transform lives. To address the concerns, Alex implemented stricter accountability measures, ensuring transparency in every aspect of the program. Financial reports were made publicly available, detailing how funds were allocated and spent. Participants were encouraged to share feedback, which was then used to improve the foundation's offerings. Emily, meanwhile, took charge of organizing regular workshops where graduates of the program could mentor newcomers, reinforcing the idea that success was built on collaboration and mutual support. One of the most significant breakthroughs came when the foundation partnered with a major tech company to create an internship program specifically for single parents transitioning into careers in technology. For many participants, this opportunity represented a lifeline, a chance to break into an industry known for its high barriers to entry. Emily played a key role in designing the curriculum, drawing from her own experiences to ensure it was practical and accessible. She worked closely with trainers to develop modules that balanced technical skills with soft skills like communication and problem-solving, knowing that both were essential for long-term success. The internship program quickly gained traction, attracting applicants from across the country. Among them was Maria, a single mother of 3 who had spent years working minimum-wage jobs to support her family. Despite having no prior experience in tech, Maria possessed a natural aptitude for problem-solving and a fierce determination to provide a better future for her children. With guidance from Emily and other mentors, she excelled in the program, earning glowing reviews from her supervisors. By the end of her internship, Maria was offered a full-time position at the company, marking a turning point in her life. Maria's success became a beacon of hope for others in the program. Her story was featured in one of the Foundation's newsletters, inspiring countless participants to believe in their own potential. Seeing the impact firsthand reinforced Alex and Emily's belief that the Foundation was making a real difference. Yet, they also recognized that individual stories, no matter how inspiring, weren't enough. To truly affect systemic change, they needed to tackle the root causes of poverty and inequality head-on. With this goal in mind, Alex launched a policy advocacy arm within the Foundation. He assembled a team of experts to research and propose legislative changes aimed at supporting single-parent families. Issues like affordable childcare, equal pay, and access to quality education became focal points of their efforts. Alex himself became a vocal advocate, testifying before lawmakers and participating in panel discussions about economic mobility. His testimony often included personal anecdotes from participants, humanizing the data and statistics typically associated with policy debates. Emily, too, embraced her role as an advocate, though in a different capacity. Leveraging her growing reputation in the marketing world, she began speaking at conferences and events about the importance of diversity and inclusion in the workplace. Her speeches were raw and heartfelt, drawing on her own struggles to highlight the unique strengths that single parents brought to the table. Employers listened, recognizing that investing in underrepresented groups wasn't just the right thing to do, it was good for business. Several companies approached the Foundation seeking partnerships, eager to tap into the talent pool it cultivated. As the Foundation's reach expanded, so did its impact on the broader community. Local businesses reported increased foot traffic, thanks to the influx of newly employed participants spending their earnings. Schools saw higher attendance rates among children whose parents had joined the program, attributing the improvement to reduced financial stress at home. Even healthcare providers noted a decline in preventable illnesses, crediting the Foundation's emphasis on holistic well-being for encouraging participants to prioritize their health. For Alex and Emily, these ripple effects served as proof that their work extended beyond individual lives. They were creating ecosystems of opportunity, where success bred more success. This realization filled them with a renewed sense of purpose, motivating them to think even bigger. One ambitious project involved establishing a housing cooperative for single-parent families, providing affordable living options combined with shared resources like communal kitchens and childcare facilities. Another initiative focused on entrepreneurship, offering grants and mentorship to participants interested in starting their own businesses. These projects required significant investment, pushing Alex to explore innovative funding models. He introduced a social impact bond program, inviting investors to contribute capital in exchange for returns tied to measurable outcomes. The approach not only diversified the Foundation's revenue streams, but also attracted attention from philanthropists, eager to replicate the model elsewhere. At the same time, Emily spearheaded a crowdfunding campaign to raise additional funds, leveraging the Foundation's network of supporters to amplify its reach. Together, they demonstrated that solving complex problems required creativity, collaboration, and a willingness to take risks. Amidst all the growth and innovation, Alex and Emily never lost sight of the human element driving their work. They continued to prioritize relationships, hosting annual reunions for program alumni and organizing community events to celebrate milestones. These gatherings fostered a sense of belonging, reminding participants that they were part of something larger than themselves. For many, the foundation became more than just a stepping stone. It became a family. One reunion stood out in particular. Held at a scenic park overlooking the city skyline, the event brought together hundreds of participants, mentors, and volunteers. As Alex addressed the crowd, his voice choked with emotion. "When I first started this journey," he said, "I thought I was helping others, but what I didn't realize was how much you would help me. You've taught me the true meaning of resilience, courage, and hope." His words resonated deeply, earning thunderous applause and tears from those in attendance. Emily followed with a speech of her own, sharing how far she had come since that fateful day at the cafe. "I used to think my story was over," she confessed. "But thanks to this amazing community, I've discovered that it's never too late to rewrite your narrative. We are proof that second chances aren't just possible, they're powerful." Her message struck a chord, inspiring many to share their own stories of transformation. By the end of the evening, Alex and Emily felt a profound sense of gratitude for each other, for the participants, and for the collective effort that had turned a simple idea into a movement. Though the road ahead promised more challenges, they faced it with unwavering optimism. After all, they had already proven that even the smallest encounters could lead to extraordinary change. And as they looked out at the sea of smiling faces, illuminated by the setting sun, they knew they were exactly where they were meant to be. As the foundation entered its 5th year, Alex and Emily began to notice subtle shifts in the way people perceived their work. What had once been viewed as an ambitious experiment was now recognized as a cornerstone of social innovation. In the foundation's success stories were no longer isolated incidents but part of a larger narrative about resilience, empowerment, and systemic change. Yet, despite the accolades and milestones, Alex and Emily knew they couldn't afford to rest on their laurels. Every day brought new challenges, new lessons, and new opportunities to expand their impact. One area that demanded immediate attention was mental health. Many participants struggled with anxiety, depression, or trauma stemming from years of hardship. Recognizing this gap, Emily spearheaded an initiative to integrate mental health support into the foundation's programming. She partnered with licensed therapists to offer free counseling sessions and workshops focused on stress management, mindfulness, and emotional well-being. These resources proved invaluable, helping participants navigate not only external obstacles, but also internal struggles. For many, addressing their mental health became a turning point, enabling them to approach life with renewed clarity and confidence. Alex, meanwhile, turned his focus toward sustainability. While the foundation had achieved remarkable growth, he worried about its ability to endure without relying heavily on his personal wealth. To ensure long-term viability, he introduced revenue-generating ventures that aligned with the organization's mission. One such venture was a line of eco-friendly products designed and produced by program graduates. From handmade candles to reusable tote bags, these items were sold online and in select retail stores, with proceeds reinvested into the foundation. The initiative not only generated income, but also provided participants with valuable entrepreneurial experience, teaching them how to market, manage inventory, and scale operations. The product line quickly gained popularity, thanks in large part to Emily's marketing expertise. Using her skills, she crafted compelling campaigns that highlighted the stories behind each item, emphasizing the artisans' journeys and the foundation's mission. Social media played a crucial role in amplifying these efforts, with influencers and celebrities endorsing the products and sharing posts that reached millions. Within months, the venture became one of the foundation's most successful undertakings, proving that purpose-driven businesses could thrive in competitive markets. While the foundation flourished, Alex and Emily continued to face moments of doubt and uncertainty. Running an organization of this magnitude was emotionally taxing, requiring constant decision-making and problem-solving. There were days when the weight of responsibility felt overwhelming, leaving both of them questioning whether they were doing enough. During one particularly grueling week, Alex confided in Emily over dinner at a quiet restaurant. "Sometimes I wonder if we're just scratching the surface," he admitted. "No matter how much we achieve, there's always more to do." Emily nodded thoughtfully, understanding exactly what he meant. "I feel the same way sometimes," she replied. "But then I remind myself of all the lives we've touched. The families who can sleep better at night because they know food will be on the table tomorrow. The kids who see their parents pursuing dreams they never thought possible. We may not solve everything overnight, but every step forward counts." Her words resonated deeply with Alex, reminding him why they had embarked on this journey in the first place. It wasn't about perfection, it was about progress. With renewed determination, they tackled the next challenge: expanding the foundation's reach internationally. Inspired by the success of pilot programs in neighboring countries, Alex proposed establishing branches in regions plagued by poverty and inequality. The idea was met with enthusiasm from donors and partners, though implementing it required meticulous planning and cultural sensitivity. Emily took the lead in researching potential locations, traveling to underserved communities to meet with local leaders and assess needs. Her trips revealed stark disparities but also immense untapped potential. In one rural village, she met a group of women eager to learn sewing and tailoring skills so they could start small businesses. Backed by the foundation, Emily helped set up a training center equipped with machines and materials donated by supporters. Within months, the women were producing garments for local markets, earning incomes that allowed them to send their children to school and improve their living conditions. These international ventures taught Alex and Emily the importance of adaptability. Each community presented unique challenges, requiring tailored solutions rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. In urban areas, the focus shifted to digital literacy and remote work opportunities, while agricultural communities benefited from initiatives promoting sustainable farming practices. Through trial and error, they learned to listen closely to the voices of those they aimed to serve, ensuring their efforts addressed real needs rather than assumed ones. Back home, the Foundation's domestic programs continued to evolve. One notable addition was a mentorship track specifically for teenagers whose parents were enrolled in the program. Designed to break intergenerational cycles of poverty, the initiative offered academic tutoring, career guidance, and leadership training. To young participants, many teens credited the program with opening doors they didn't know existed, inspiring them to pursue higher education and careers in fields like medicine, engineering, and law. Among these teens was Marcus, the son of Maria, the single mother, who had transitioned into tech through the Foundation's internship program. Growing up in a household where financial instability was the norm, Marcus had always assumed his options were limited. But after joining the teen mentorship program, he discovered a passion for robotics and coding. With encouragement from his mentors, he applied to prestigious STEM summer camps and eventually secured a scholarship to study computer science at a top university. Watching her son thrive filled Maria with pride, solidifying her belief in the transformative power of the Foundation. As the Foundation's influence grew, so did its visibility in mainstream media. Documentaries, news features, and magazine articles chronicled its evolution, shedding light on the human stories behind the statistics. One documentary, titled Second Chances, followed several participants over the course of a year, capturing their triumphs and setbacks in raw, unfiltered detail. The film premiered at a major international festival, earning critical acclaim and sparking conversations about systemic inequality and the importance of accessible support systems. The documentary's success inspired Alex and Emily to launch a storytelling platform dedicated to amplifying marginalized voices. Participants were invited to share their experiences through written essays, videos, or artwork, creating a rich tapestry of narratives that challenged stereotypes and celebrated diversity. The platform became a hub for connection and inspiration, drawing visitors from around the world who sought solace, guidance, or motivation in others' stories. Through all these endeavors, Alex and Emily remained grounded by their shared values. They prioritized humility, knowing that their roles as founders didn't make them infallible. They embraced collaboration, recognizing that true progress required input from diverse perspectives, and above all, they stayed committed to their mission, refusing to let setbacks deter them from their goal of creating a fairer, more equitable world. Their bond deepened with each passing year, forged in the fires of adversity and strengthened by shared victories. Though they came from different worlds, one born into privilege, the other shaped by struggle, they found common ground in their desire to leave a lasting legacy. Whether brainstorming strategies in boardrooms or enjoying quiet moments together outside the office, they complemented each other perfectly, balancing ambition with compassion. Looking back, neither Alex nor Emily could have predicted how profoundly their lives would intersect. That chance encounter at the cafe had set off a chain reaction, transforming not only their individual trajectories, but also the lives of countless others. Together, they had proven that even the smallest acts of kindness could spark monumental change. And as they stood side by side, ready to face whatever lay ahead, they felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the journey, for the people they had met along the way, and for the boundless possibilities that awaited them. As the foundation entered its 6th year, Alex and Emily found themselves at a crossroads. The organization had grown exponentially, touching lives across continents and reshaping communities in ways they had only dreamed of when it began. Yet, with success came complexity. Managing an international network of programs required not just vision, but also adaptability, patience, and an unwavering commitment to staying true to their core values. They knew that scaling up meant more than expanding geographically. It meant ensuring that every branch embodied the same spirit of empathy, empowerment, and inclusivity that defined the foundation from the start. One of the biggest challenges they faced was maintaining consistency across different regions. Each location brought unique cultural nuances, economic conditions, and societal norms that influenced how the programs were received and implemented. In some areas, deeply ingrained gender biases made it difficult for women to participate fully, while in others, logistical barriers like poor infrastructure or limited internet access hindered progress. To address these issues, Alex and Emily worked closely with local leaders, adapting strategies to fit specific needs without compromising the foundation's overarching goals. For instance, in rural villages where literacy rates were low, they introduced oral storytelling workshops as a way to teach business skills and financial literacy. These creative solutions not only overcame obstacles but also fostered trust within the communities. Back in the United States, the foundation continued to innovate domestically. One groundbreaking initiative involved partnering with public schools to create after-school programs aimed at breaking the cycle of poverty early on. Students from low-income families were given access to tutoring, art classes, sports activities, and mentorship sessions led by graduates of the Foundation's Adult EO programs. This intergenerational approach created a ripple effect, strengthening family bonds and instilling a sense of hope in young minds. Parents reported seeing noticeable changes in their children, improved grades, increased confidence, and a renewed interest in learning. For many families, these programs became lifelines, offering stability during turbulent times. Meanwhile, Alex turned his attention to leveraging technology to amplify the foundation's impact. He launched a digital platform called Pathways, designed to connect participants with resources, mentors, and job opportunities worldwide. The platform used artificial intelligence to match individuals with roles suited to their skills and aspirations, eliminating geographical limitations and opening doors to global employment markets. What started as a pilot project quickly gained traction, attracting thousands of users within months. Participants praised the platform for its user-friendly interface and personalized recommendations, which helped them navigate career transitions with ease. Emily played a pivotal role in promoting Pathways, using her marketing expertise to highlight its benefits through targeted campaigns. She collaborated with influencers, corporations, and educational institutions to spread awareness, emphasizing how the platform could bridge gaps between talent and opportunity. Her efforts paid off when several multinational companies signed on as partners, pledging to hire qualified candidates directly through the system. This development marked a significant milestone, proving that technology could be harnessed not just for profit, but also for social good. Despite these achievements, Alex and Emily remained acutely aware of the criticisms leveled against them. Some skeptics argued that the foundation's reliance on corporate partnerships undermined its independence, while others accused it of glossing over systemic issues by focusing on individual empowerment. Rather than dismissing these concerns, they chose to engage constructively, inviting critics to dialogue and incorporating valid feedback into their operations. Transparency became a cornerstone of their strategy, with regular updates published, detailing both successes and failures. By acknowledging imperfections, they earned credibility and strengthened public trust. Internally, the foundation underwent structural changes to accommodate its rapid growth. Alex recruited seasoned executives to oversee various departments, freeing him to focus on long-term strategic planning. Emily, too, expanded her responsibilities, taking charge of global outreach efforts. Their leadership styles complemented each other seamlessly. Alex's analytical mind balanced Emily's intuitive approach, enabling them to tackle problems from multiple angles. Together, they fostered a culture of innovation and collaboration, encouraging team members to think creatively and take calculated risks. Amidst the whirlwind of activity, Alex and Emily never lost sight of the human element driving their work. They made it a point to visit program sites regularly, meeting participants face-to-face and listening to their stories. These interactions reminded them why they had embarked on this journey in the first place, to give people a fighting chance at building better futures. During one such visit to a housing cooperative established by the foundation, they met a single father named James, who had recently moved in with his 2 daughters. Before joining the program, James had struggled to juggle odd jobs while caring for his children, often relying on friends and relatives for shelter. Now, thanks to affordable rent and shared amenities, he was able to focus on completing a carpentry certification course. His gratitude was palpable, and his determination inspired everyone around him. Stories like James's fueled Alex and Emily's resolve to keep pushing boundaries. They understood that lasting change required addressing root causes, not just symptoms. With this in mind, they intensified their advocacy efforts, lobbying for policy reforms that would benefit marginalized groups. Alex testified before legislative committees, presenting data-backed arguments for measures like universal child care subsidies and debt relief for student loans. Emily, meanwhile, organized grassroots campaigns to mobilize support, rallying volunteers and community organizations to amplify their message. Their combined efforts yielded tangible results, including the passage of several bills aimed at reducing economic inequality. As the foundation's influence grew, so did its ability to inspire others to take action. Alumni of the program frequently returned as volunteers, mentors, or donors, paying forward the kindness they had received. Many went on to establish their own initiatives, creating a ripple effect of positive change. One graduate, Sarah, founded a nonprofit dedicated to providing free legal aid to single parents navigating custody battles. Another, Marcus, developed a mobile app connecting underserved youth with STEM mentors. Seeing their work multiply in this way filled Alex and Emily with pride, reinforcing their belief in the power of collective effort. By the end of the 6th year, the foundation stood as a testament to what could be achieved when passion met purpose. It had transformed countless lives, challenged societal norms, and sparked conversations about equity and opportunity. Yet, Alex and Emily knew they were far from finished. There were still millions of people trapped in cycles of hardship, waiting for someone to extend a hand. And so they pressed on, driven by the conviction that no dream was too big and no challenge insurmountable. In quieter moments, they reflected on how far they had come since that fateful day at the cafe. What had started as a simple act of kindness had blossomed into a movement that transcended borders and generations. Through trials and triumphs, they had learned invaluable lessons, not just about running an organization, but about humanity itself. They had discovered that resilience wasn't about avoiding failure. It was about rising stronger after every fall. That compassion wasn't a finite resource. It was a renewable energy source capable of fueling endless possibilities. And that, second chances weren't gifts bestowed by fate. They were opportunities created through courage, determination, and unwavering belief in the potential of others. As they prepared for the 7th year, Alex and Emily felt a deep sense of gratitude for each other, for the participants, and for the countless supporters who had joined them on this journey. Challenges undoubtedly lay ahead, but they faced them with optimism, knowing they were part of something greater than themselves. Together, they had proven that even the smallest encounters could lead to extraordinary change. And as they looked toward the horizon, ready to embrace whatever came next, they carried with them the unshakable belief that together, anything was possible. As the foundation entered its 7th year, Alex and Emily found themselves reflecting deeply on the journey they had undertaken together. The organization had grown beyond anything they could have imagined when it began as a modest idea born out of a chance encounter at a cafe. It had become a beacon of hope for countless individuals, a testament to the power of empathy, resilience, and collective action. Yet with every success came new questions. How could they sustain this momentum? How could they ensure that their work continued to make a meaningful impact long after they were gone? To address these concerns, Alex and Emily decided to focus on building a legacy that would endure far into the future. They began by restructuring the foundation's leadership model, transitioning from a centralized hierarchy to a decentralized network of regional directors empowered to make decisions tailored to local needs. This shift not only improved efficiency, but also fostered a sense of ownership among team members, who now felt more connected to the communities they served. By distributing responsibility, Alex and Emily hoped to create an organization that was resilient, adaptable, and capable of thriving independently. Another key priority was investing in education and training for the next generation of leaders. Recognizing that true sustainability required nurturing talent, they launched a fellowship program aimed at identifying and mentoring young changemakers passionate about social justice. Fellows spent a year working closely with senior staff, gaining hands-on experience in program management, advocacy, and strategic planning. Many went on to take up leadership roles within the foundation or start their own initiatives, ensuring that the spirit of innovation lived on. For Alex and Emily, seeing these young leaders step forward filled them with pride. It was proof that their vision extended beyond their lifetimes. At the same time, they continued to innovate, exploring cutting-edge solutions to age-old problems. One ambitious project involved harnessing renewable energy to empower rural communities. Partnering with engineers and environmental experts, the foundation installed solar panels and wind turbines in remote villages, providing reliable electricity. For the first time, this access transformed lives, enabling children to study at night, entrepreneurs to run small businesses, and clinics to store life-saving medications. The initiative also included workshops on sustainable practices, teaching participants how to maintain the systems and reduce their carbon footprint. For many, it was a tangible reminder that progress didn't have to come at the expense of the planet. Back in urban centers, the foundation doubled down on efforts to combat systemic inequality. Alex spearheaded a campaign to close the racial wealth gap, advocating for policies that promoted equitable access to housing, education, and capital. He worked closely with economists and policymakers to design programs that addressed historical injustices while fostering economic mobility. Meanwhile, Emily focused on dismantling gender barriers, launching initiatives to support women entrepreneurs and single mothers. One standout program provided microloans and mentorship to female-led startups, helping them scale operations and secure funding. Within 2 years, dozens of businesses had flourished, creating jobs and boosting local economies. Despite their outward success, Alex and Emily faced moments of introspection. Running an organization of this magnitude took a toll, both physically and emotionally. Long hours, constant travel, and the weight of responsibility sometimes left them feeling drained. During one particularly grueling week, Emily confided in Alex during a late-night phone call. "I love what we're doing," she admitted, "but sometimes I wonder if we're losing ourselves in the process." Her words struck a chord with Alex, who had been grappling with similar thoughts. They realized that while their mission was important, so too was taking care of their own well-being. Determined to strike a balance, they made a conscious effort to prioritize self-care and personal growth. Alex rekindled his love for painting, spending weekends creating abstract art that captured the emotions he struggled to express verbally. Emily rediscovered her passion for writing, penning essays and poetry that explored themes of resilience and transformation. These creative outlets became sources of solace, reminding them of the joy and beauty that existed outside the demands of their work. Sharing their creations with each other deepened their bond, reaffirming the friendship that had sustained them through thick and thin. Their renewed focus on balance also inspired them to encourage others to do the same. The foundation introduced wellness retreats for participants, offering opportunities to unplug, reflect, and recharge. Activities ranged from yoga and meditation sessions to journaling workshops and nature hikes. Feedback was overwhelmingly positive, with many attendees reporting reduced stress levels and increased clarity about their goals. Seeing the impact firsthand reinforced Alex and Emily's belief that holistic well-being was essential for lasting change. As the 7th year drew to a close, Alex and Emily organized a global summit to celebrate the Foundation's achievements and chart a course for the future. Held in a sprawling convention center overlooking the ocean, the event brought together participants, alumni, partners, and supporters from around the world. Panels, keynote speeches, and breakout sessions covered topics ranging from climate, justice to mental health advocacy, showcasing the diverse range of issues the Foundation had tackled over the years. But what truly set the summit apart was the emphasis on storytelling. Ordinary people sharing extraordinary journeys of triumph over adversity. One speaker, Maria, stood out among the rest. Once a struggling single mother working minimum wage jobs, she had risen to become a senior analyst at a leading tech firm thanks to the Foundation's internship program. Addressing the crowd, she recounted her struggles with raw honesty, describing sleepless nights, self-doubt, and moments of despair. But she also spoke of hope, the kind that came from knowing someone believed in you even when you didn't believe in yourself. "This foundation didn't just give me a job," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "It gave me a purpose. It reminded me that I am worthy of love, respect, and opportunity." Her words resonated deeply, earning a standing ovation and bringing tears to many eyes, including Alex's and Emily's. In that moment, they realized that their greatest achievement wasn't the number of lives touched or dollars raised. It was the ripple effect of hope and possibility they had ignited. Every participant who overcame obstacles inspired others to do the same, creating a chain reaction of empowerment that stretched across continents and generations. By the end of the summit, Alex and Emily felt a profound sense of fulfillment. They had started this journey with a simple goal: to help one person rebuild her life. Now, 7 years later, they had built something far greater, a movement rooted in compassion, collaboration, and courage. Though challenges undoubtedly lay ahead, they faced them with optimism, knowing they weren't alone. Together, they had proven that even the smallest acts of kindness could spark monumental change. And as they stood side by side, watching fireworks light up the night sky, they carried with them the unshakable belief that together anything was possible.